What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber as always, guys. Welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, I got a story for you. The craziness that's out here in the world continues. Now, it's one place where kids can be kids is a public park, right? Today, I want to tell you about a story. And I mean, as horrific as it is, it had a good ending. Good ending meaning the person was caught and the girl survived her ordeal, and she seems like she'll recover. You see this little girl right here? This story takes place in Detroit, Michigan. Shout out. See this little girl right here? This little girl, her name is Seda Mazka. She's 7 years old. She was at the park playing with her friends. Guess it's close near the house in Detroit, Michigan, when this man right here, 73-year-old, I can't remember his name, but they'll say his name in the news article. This 73-year-old man came up on her and attempted to cut her throat with a pocket knife and stab her. Now, I'm going to let these two videos play back to back. One is earlier and one is when they interviewed a little girl. She's going to tell you in detail what this man did to her. Now, they saying they think he got mental issues or not. I don't know. Is it a possible hate crime? Maybe. I honestly believe it is. I think this dude thought she was Palestinian or something. But anyway, listen. Go ahead and take a look at this, and you leave me a comment. Tell me what you think it was. I don't care if he was crazy or not. I'd have stomped him in the roadkill if that was my kid, and I'm sure a lot of y'all will too after you see what she says he did to her. Take a look.
Right now, Detroit police are investigating after a child was assaulted at a local park. It happened at Ryan Park on Faust Street. That's not far from Southfield Freeway and Ford Road. Victor Williams is live on this story for us tonight. So, Victor, what can you tell us about what happened here?
Well, Damon, first off, what this little girl went through was just horrific. We want to warn people watching that the details are pretty graphic, but as it was all playing out, neighbors who saw something said something, and for that reason, the cops here had no problem finding this person and taking them into custody.
We feel scared, you know. It's our kids, they play here.
Ali Said is one father who just doesn't feel safe with his daughter after a 7-year-old girl had to get 3 stitches after having part of her neck slashed at Ryan Park, allegedly by Gary Lansky.
Some of them, they say it's crazy. We don't know, yeah, but my kids, they don't go now.
It happened around 3:45 Tuesday afternoon with a bunch of children looking on. The weapon recovered a short time later when the suspect was taken into custody without incident.
We do know it was an edged weapon that he used to cut her throat. Detectives took him into custody immediately. No confrontation, no incident. He was extremely calm.
Now, although this little girl is expected to make a full recovery, you have a lot of children that were out here playing that now have to recover from what they saw mentally.
I mean, the children there, they were just horrified. They were traumatized.
At this point, it appears to be a random attack. The 73-year-old suspect was recently accused of assaulting his wife and her sister and may have been having a mental breakdown during the time of the attack. He's now being charged with assault with the intent to murder, assault with a deadly weapon, and felonious assault. Unfortunately, more of these types of cases are being seen on a routine basis.
I have to say, in my 40 years of policing, that mental health has become one of the forefront issues in our community.
And now, sadly, it's going to be a while before Ali lets his daughter out to play again.
The girl, I wish she's okay. But everyone, like yesterday, no one here, they scared.
Now, this man was given a bond in the amount of $1 million. He is due back in court on October the 14th. Victor Williams, Local 4.
Her throat was slit. She was able to wrestle away, getting even more cuts in the process. Stitches at the hospital and a trauma the 7-year-old little girl hasn't even processed yet.
A guy came up to me. He was like that. And then he got one hand. He hadn't had anything on his hand. he did like put my face up, and then the other hand was like a knife, and he just like came out of nowhere and just slid the knife on me.
7-year-old Seda Masra at a park on Detroit's far west side this week with her grandma, attacked at random by a 73-year-old man.
When he came towards my grandma, I ran home, and then my grandma was screaming, what? Everybody was saying like knife, 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 but she didn't understand, so I told her in the Arabic so she could know.
Seda kicked him and ran to her nearby home, showing mom what he'd done, slashed her throat and tried to puncture her stomach with a pocket knife.
His hair was gray, here was hair, and here was hair, but the middle was bald.
Seda describing her alleged attacker, Gary Lansky, now charged with assault with intent to murder and assault with a deadly weapon. When neighbors saw what happened at Ryan Park, they jumped in, corralling Lansky until police got there.
When we went out to the park, I mean, the children there, they were just horrified. They were traumatized.
Detroit Police Commander Vernell Newson says Lansky was oddly calm when he was arrested.
We figured that he perhaps had some type of breakdown or was experiencing a mental crisis.
The elderly man facing additional charges for domestic violence against his wife before this attack.
I'll tell him, you're a very mean guy and you're a very bad guy, because I wish you never came out of the prison.
It came out in court today that Lansky also allegedly used a knife in that domestic violence attack on his wife and sister. In regards to the case with little Seda, he was given a $2 million cash bond. Jessica Dupnack, Fox 2 News.
How callously cruel was that? She said he walked up on her with his hands behind his back, got down low, touched her, which is a violation number 1. That got him killed. Lifted her head up and tried to cut her neck with a pocket knife. With a pocket knife. Then he tried to stab her in the stomach. This little girl fought him off for her own survival, ran home with her neck cut open, and told what happened. That's respect. That's respect. There's some people out here, man, and I've seen them. That's why I keep bringing this up, that will just sit there and let you kill them because they scared for their life. This little girl fought. She fought. And I give her respect. I don't give a fuck what's wrong with this dude. That shit he did was bullshit. You walked up on her thinking, then you tried to attack your family, your wife and daughter, before you left out the house. My thing is this. How long was he outside? Did they call the police? Or was they terrified of him? The police should have been coming. They said people held him down and stopped him and held him there, and he was just calm after he did that. I don't give a damn if that kid was mine or not. If I had seen him do that, it'd have been on. This would have been a different story. I try to knock his head off. What's wrong with you touching people's kids, man? Nowadays, it's like, man, a long time ago, they used to try to lure children away. Now they just doing crazy stuff to them. Reason why I said I think this might be a hate crime, if you ever look at the way America is, they always have to have a common enemy. And it's always outside of the country. Now, right now, we got this Israel-Palestine BS going down. And, you know, people are protesting and all this other stuff, making that fight, their fight over here. A lot of people can't spell Palestine or Israel, but they got an opinion and they want to make the world known that how they feel, whether they hurting themselves or hurting other people that are sitting there minding their own business. We went through that with Russia, went through that with Vietnam. Look at all them Rambo movies. Every time Rambo was fighting somebody, who was he fighting? Somebody we had beef with. And it would do what? It would curb the opinions of American people to where all these random crimes against people that they think come from a country that they claim they don't like all of a sudden are victims. I think this is the same thing. I don't give a damn how old he is. He was smart enough to, or he'd be crazy. He was crazy enough to cut that girl's throat, know what he was doing with the weapon, pick her out, walk up on her sheepishly and pretend, you know, that took thought. He should be crazy enough to go in a wood chipper. And that's just my opinion. Because I'm going to tell you something. People are like, oh, well, sometimes, you know, if people are crazy, you got to give them a pass. He cut a girl's throat. If it was your daughter, would you feel the same way? I'm just saying. Fuck this dude. Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. This is head scratching, man. In the comment section, tell me what y'all think this was about. I think it was partly a hate crime. And he might have been crazy, but either way, I'd have beat him to death if that was my kid. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.